Hey everyone, hopefully you're having a good day. My name's Andy, my channel's Finding Value. Today we're going to look at uranium, do our daily technical analysis update. I'm going to look at this from a big picture view. I'll show you a couple of small, kind of close-up views to see what we're doing. But I do like the big picture view, see how that's changing, if it is changing at all. And we'll get into the technicals on a big picture view. So let's take a look at a uranium technical analysis. So here's North Shore Global Uranium Mining. We've got this on a weekly. So each of these sticks, or right here, is a weekly candlestick. It is 5 trading days. 5 trading days, 5 trading days, 5 trading days, 5 trading days. And this gives you a little bit different picture. We broke out of this uptrend in 2021, late 2020. So at the end of 2020, we broke out. We back tested, and now we're moving higher off of this trend line. We moved all the way up into this corner here, and you can see how it pinched up into this corner. We had a nice good sell-off with some good volume, and it came on back. We're still moving around over here, but we've got support underneath it at around $50, $51, somewhere in that range. So that's the current state that we're in on a big picture view for URNM. The ETF. This here, I think it's going to bounce around a little bit, and then we'll see what happens after that. I think that it's in an uptrend, which we can obviously see here. And I think that uptrend's going to continue, but we're just in a pullback within the uptrend. Here's Cameco on a big picture view. This is CCJ. We call this the big dog. It's a Canadian producer. It's one of the largest producers in the world of uranium. The downtrend line on a weekly candlestick basis, it was basically, you could see the lows starting to come up and get higher and higher and higher coming into this line, and we broke through the downtrend. Yes, we are vastly above, if you were to take this $20, low $20 price, vastly above the 50-day and 200-day, but all of these are starting to turn up. This is a creation of a new uptrend. This is what it looks like. I don't think we're going to head back down in terms of a downtrend unless $10 is broken. So we can move around quite a bit in here, and we could be pretty volatile in the short term. NextGen Energy on a big long-term perspective. We broke out of this guy down here. You can see the big breakout move. We created this downtrend for a while. This was a multi-year downtrend. So the bottom was in 14, 15, and 16. That was the beginning of this uptrend move. And we've been moving sideways for 1 year, 2 years, 3 years, sideways down into March. And then we finally broke and came back up higher. 50 days crossing the 200. Everything looks great. We're just in a normal little pullback right now. NextGen Energy zoomed in. We've come on down. We've got nice big up days. These two right here that I'm looking at, big buying pressure, not much selling pressure. Had a little bit of selling pressure yesterday. Let's see how it resolves itself over the next few days. We had a little update today. But I mean, again, if you were to look at this picture from here on, I don't see any downward movement candlesticks where we've got bearish engulfings, bearish piercings. It's just a down day. So we could still have the buyer step in here and push this higher if that's what you want to see. I'm kind of indifferent. Doesn't matter if we go up or down. If we go down, I get cheaper shares. If we go up, my account goes up. Either way, if you take that viewpoint, you win. Fission uranium, we squeezed on up, broke to the downside, and we're kind of meandering sideways is what I like to call it here. And again, we're still zoomed in. Denison Mines. This doesn't look too bad. Big candlestick, bullish engulfing. You kind of pull back in within the bullish engulfing. 2 little candlesticks. I mean, sideways, sideways trading action. But I still think there's some buyers definitely at this dollar mark. Lots of support down there. We've got UUUU. We're at this support line, and it is holding up. You can see a nice, good update today if this is where it's finished. Nice, good kind of pop higher, and then we've just been moving sideways. Buying pressure is there with this big candlestick here 2 big candlesticks, another one showing up today. It's a battle between buyers and sellers, but it doesn't look too bad on the buyer side. Uranium Royalty Corporation's kind of going in between these 2 channel lines, bouncing back and forth. If you can pick it off at 240 on like one of these little candlesticks that look like this with a wick, I mean, that's what I'm going to be doing. I'm going to try to pick this off at 240 or where this support line is. Standard Uranium still squeezing on up here. We'll have to figure out which way it breaks. Just takes time. Baseload, it's squeezing on up here. We're getting lower lows, lower highs. And we do have the same low here. So hopefully this thing doesn't break to the downside here. I'm not doing anything with my shares. I have them. I'm holding on. We'll see which way this thing goes. Hopefully they come out with some good news with some of their projects and developments. Sky Harbor Resources, kind of more of a sell-off here, kind of big selling pressure. I'm looking for a break to the downside because we've got a consolidation pattern here, a pennant formation. We've got the entrance from the upside down, and I think this is going to continue potentially lower if we break this 200-day. That's what I'm looking for. And yes, I would be a buyer if it came back down here. Sky Harbor on a big picture view. Here's the downtrend line. We broke up, and then we came right back below it. It's probably going to oscillate around this guy a little bit, and then I'd like to see this thing launch from this downtrend line. We break above this and hold up there for a while and break, you can see a big move. But short-term volatility. Canalaska, here's our downtrend line. We came up, we kind of fizzled out, and we need to rest a little bit before trying to attack this downtrend line on a big picture view. The good thing here, low in 2016, nice large buying pressure came in here, and then the slow leak off of sellers. That's a trait of a lead-in for a big move to come. I've seen it on a whole bunch of different charts. And the buying pressure was strong and condensed time-wise. So it's lots of pressure up. Came back. We're kind of coming up, and I think we're going to start an uptrend here. This looks like we're getting a little bit higher lows in here, and the lows are starting to step up. That's a good thing. Blue Sky Uranium, looking at this from a big picture view, coming on down, broke out, came back to back test, and here we are at the retest back test. We'll see what happens here. I think we'll get some buyers coming in. Encore Energy, we get this nice big U-shaped pattern. And I know there's some resistance here at like $1.25, $1.30. We have to break through that at some point. But we're probably going to hang out for a little bit and rest before trying that. We've had a massive move. Bannerman, downtrend line, many, many years through here. Kind of a nice big bull shape. I think we'll break out like we did. Kind of come back a little bit. I'm looking for symmetry on this side, if there's any symmetry. And then I think we'll continue higher at some point when we break these highs. Global Atomic broke the downtrend, never looked back, and just has continued higher ever since. A little bit of a pullback here recently, but not too bad. Forces Metals, another one. Nice, good consolidation, accumulation phase, so to speak, down here. Low, higher low, higher low, higher low, stepped up, broke its pattern here, broke up, probably pull back a little bit or rest, go sideways for a little bit, and then I think we'll continue higher. Uranium Energy Corporation on a big picture view, downtrend line, broken downtrend. We pull back, this is our first pullback, and then I think we'll eventually head higher. Doesn't look bad. URG, same thing as UEC, broken downtrend, we're just pulling back, our first pullback. Centrus Energy, a big old picture here, probably lots of share dilution is my guess. I know some people like this company. Higher lows all stepping through here. It is stepping higher with higher lows and higher highs. That is an uptrend. It is in an uptrend move. And UEXCF coming in, downtrend line, broke to the upside, coming on back. Man, if we could pull back to like 20 cents or maybe even back here to do a retest, that would be a really good buying point if it were to occur. Not saying it will. So on a big picture view, uranium looks fantastic. We're just kind of getting our first big pullback here, which is normal and healthy. So nothing's broken. All these look like they're starting to turn and come up off their bottoms. So I think it looks really good. I remain positive on the sector. I think it's incredibly undervalued. We're at nowhere near a top for uranium. We are, in fact, we are below the high-cost producers. We're below some of the medium-cost producers, the actual price of uranium itself. I think a lot of these, maybe they got a little bit ahead of themselves. Yeah, sure. But I don't think they they still have a long way to go to the upside, and for this valuation to become fully valued and then overvalued at some point, which is far off into the future at far higher prices, in my opinion. So that's kind of my wrap up. If you guys like this content, give me a thumbs up. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't. And thank you for listening. This is Finding Value.